Forecast.
Well, we wrap up the month of December with a high temperature on this New Year's Eve of 39. And yeah, you can see the predominant color there on the calendar, and that is blue. 20 of the 31 days featured below average temperatures. Of course, we did have a couple hits of snow earlier in the month. We had that little stretch right before and during the Christmas holiday that brought temperatures back in the 50s and 60s. And so we'll see what's ahead. But let's wrap up this year in terms of our precipitation. For the calendar, first of all, for the month of December, 1.6 inches of precipitation. That did include 6 inches of snow at McCormick Observatory, and we end the month with a deficit of 1 4/10 inches. Again, continuing what has been the case since August through the end of the year, all below average in terms of precipitation. So for the year, no surprise that we have a 9-inch deficit to close out 2025. We observed just shy of 33 inches of precipitation. Average would be nearly 42. So let's look at current numbers. We're at 39, and that also is the high for the day. 34 there in Madison, 38 in Palmyra, 39 there in Dillon. It's the middle 30s from Waynesboro to Stanton, but you factor in any little bit of wind, and most of us it feels like it's in the 20s and low 30s. So those winds are generally out of the south and southwest, preceding a cold front, an Arctic boundary that'll come through as we head into the early morning hours of New Year's Day to kind of just reinforce the chill. So more clouds will gather here as we head into the overnight period. That front is still up toward the Great Lakes, but that will be working in during the pre-dawn hours of Thursday. Matter of fact, areas like New York City could see a little snow, and just in time for the ball drop. Speaking of which, for any New Year's Eve revelers, these are kind of temperatures as we head into 8, 10, midnight, basically in the mid-30s. The wind will help keep the temperatures from plummeting, but it'll also add the wind chill, so it'll feel more like it's in the upper 20s, even though temperatures will kind of hang out in the mid-30s. Overnight, upper 20s to around 30 in many spots under partly cloudy skies. But as we head through the early pre-dawn hours, that Arctic boundary will be crossing the region. And while not depicted so much here, see that band of cloudiness, and you see a little bit of precipitation there? There could be a band of some very light snow that tries to work in right before sunrise early tomorrow morning. It would be quick, it would be sporadic, but it could happen. Otherwise, that's the cold air that filters in, and we'll have a mix of sun and clouds here for your Thursday. And those winds kind of gusty, even in the morning, gusty maybe over 20 miles an hour with daytime highs, basically anywhere from the mid to upper 30s to a few low 40s across the region. So as we look ahead toward Friday, temperatures will come back up. And then for Saturday right now, we're monitoring a system that'll be off to our south. Does it make it a little farther north to bring precipitation in here that could fall as maybe a rain-snow mix? We'll watch that along with the timing. So we have a little chance on Saturday, and then next week we have an opportunity, but it looks like temperatures will be warmer by then. So just looking at Saturday right now, subject to change, precipitation could sneak in here in the form of maybe some snow or a rain-snow mix, something we'll monitor. In the meantime, there's the cold front that we'll watch as it slides off to the south and east. Again, maybe bringing some snow into New York City here later tonight, but it just reinforces the chill, and it's plenty cold, and that's been the case here for the month of December pretty much. Looking ahead to next week, January 6th to the 10th, maybe above average temperatures and precipitation average to above. So for tonight then, temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s, partly cloudy, breezy and cold. Again, there's a small window of opportunity for maybe a few flurries or a brief snow showers. We head into the overnight period, and there's a look at the first days of 2026 with some milder air by the middle and end of next week.
Well, that'll feel better, relatively better than what we've had. All right, we'll still